Did you know the cost of education has skyrocketed to $75,000 annually compared to with just $20,000 a year 25 years ago when I was in school? Today, we're not only going to dive into the numbers, we're going to focus on the philosophy to help your family be protected from all the financial uncertainty and to propel them into the future where they're going to be completely better taken care of than you or I in the current stage of things. So stick around. We're going to unlock the secrets to founding fathers. We're going to dive into the 3 keys that will revolutionize your financial future. So, founding fathers, Jason Sipple here. Have you ever wondered how a single shift in your approach financially could change everything? A single shift sounds so simple. We're delving into the 3 P's of fatherhood, which is protection, provision, and if we're lucky, procreation. Just joking on that 3rd piece and connecting all the dots to financial freedom. So, who wants to ensure their kids are going to have a better future and more prosperous future and financial education than we've had so far? Stay tuned. And if you find value in this channel, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and like this. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell if you want to get notified for new content when it's coming out. So I'm excited to be here with you guys. It's exciting times that we live in. We might feel like it's a little chaotic, and that's the first thing we're going to delve into, is that current feeling, right? In this world of financial illiteracy, in this world of financial frenzy and things just being chaotic, it's really easy for our energy to shift and for us to feel like that we don't know what's going to happen. We feel uncertain, we feel scared, we feel a little bit sick to our stomachs, and we're really worried. And I'm excited that once you understand what's happening and once you understand how everything's happening, it's very much like a murder mystery. You don't have to worry as much. We have to understand that freezing, fighting, fleeing is never going to be the answer to any situation that is threatening to us. So what do we have to do as fathers? What do we have to do as founding fathers? We have to take control of our destiny. We have to educate ourselves, and we have to understand the game we're playing. Because, as Einstein said, I love this quote, but first you have to understand the rules of the game, and then you can play better than anyone else. And the first fact I gave you guys today came from a call I had. So go ahead, pop it in the chat. Were you shocked when I shared that it could cost $75,000 or more annually for a college education? Like, tell me, I mean, 25 years ago is not that long ago. And we're up over, like from where I went to school, that's 3.5 times more than it cost back in the 90s. How's that possible? I guarantee you they're not paying what I went to school for initially for medical illustration. They're not paying medical illustrators 3.5 times what they were making 25 years ago. I guarantee it. So how's this possible? Well, it's like a murder mystery. Follow the money. What is the government's? Pop it in the chat, pop it in the comments below, and give me your ideas too. I always love ideas from the fathers in this community. Share your ideas, share what's going on in your life and what you're seeing in the patterns. When I learned this fact the other day, it was shocking. And I led this webinar off because I felt like that shows how much the government wants and how much it's needed that we keep sending our kids to school and we keep having these giant bills to the government. The biggest asset of the US government is what? Kind of gave it away, but pop in the chat, let me know. So it is student loan debt. It's well over $1 trillion. Nice job, Linus. You know, it's shocking. I mean, I went to a technical school and wasn't even the best. It was a great school, not the best technical school in the world. It's not MIT, it's not Caltech, but it was a technical school. And it used to be $20,000 a year. Now it's $75,000 a year. I talked to a gentleman the other day. He was sending his 3 kids who were 20, 16, and 14. He had a 529 for the oldest one. She got a half ride, and it was still 40 grand a year to an art school. And I was like, I didn't want to tell him because I was an artist. I didn't want to tell him, brother, you better make sure that she has a backup plan. You better make sure that she wants to be an entrepreneur and a business owner. And I mean, if she loves it, she can be very successful, but make sure she knows that's the game. And so we're so busy. The feeling we have, like the current feeling, we're so busy protecting our family. We're so busy going out and hustling and trying to find ways to take care of them and give them a better future. And we're scared. And most of the time, people are offering us quick fixes, things that are never going to work. Things like get rich quick schemes. Put your money in this and it'll grow this much. Lock your money up in financial prison. It'll be okay when you're older. And we're so scared and we don't understand what's happening that we do what people who we believe have our best interests suggest. And guys, how many of you have that happened? Pop in the chat, pop it below. But how many times, show of hands, have you had someone let you know that they're going to take care of you, make you feel like they really care? And at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about how can they use your money to make more money. And you can see there in the notes, I put a little bit about the, college funds and how much. And so as parents, we're losing money. We see other people losing money in investments. We see people losing money in these coaching communities where they can go and learn a new skill. And if they don't have the drive, if it's not really what they want, they just want a solution. What we want someone to hold our hand, and we want someone to tell us it's going to be all right. And no one can do that, unfortunately. No one can actually do that. It's up to us. It's up to us as fathers to be in those 3 Ps. And I'm going to delve into this further, but it's like when you're doing self-defense. When someone goes to choke you, the first thing you have to do is address the immediate danger. And then you counterattack. You actually violently counterattack. And then you're escaping and you're looking for escape routes, weapons of opportunity. But it's the same when it comes to our financial life. It's the same when it comes to threats to our family. We have to understand, what is the immediate threat? The immediate threat is a consumer mentality. It is giving up all of our capital to others. And we do that over and over again. We say, hey, okay, this career is not working out. I'm going to go get another degree. I've done this multiple times in my career. That's why I can speak with certainty that that's most likely not the solution. The solution is giving yourself this 6 inches right here between your ears. That's the most valuable real estate in the world. That is what we want to feed. And that's what we're here today to talk about. So Founding Fathers, again, if you're new to the channel and you're liking what you hear, like below, go ahead and subscribe if you're new and ring the bell. Maybe it'll turn blue for you. That's what my son Connor always says. And then finally, as we're looking at this, what happens is we're so afraid of what's going to happen in the future that we kind of do what the ostriches do. We just kind of stick our head in the ground and say, no, it's not happening to me. I can't do anything about it. What's going to happen? And we know that feeling, it's okay. That feeling that we have, it's normal. So know that if you feel how I've described, it's normal. Now the question becomes, what if you could do something new about it, right? What if you could go ahead and do something new? And if, again, it's a murder mystery. If you want to know what's happening financially, go look at all the solutions that have come out since 1913, really since 71 and on, and look at all the solutions that are offered to us. All of the solutions are because we start to publicly outcry and say, this is not fair. The taxes are too high. This isn't working. We need better help with college. And so state or federal institutions come up with a plan that's going to help us. But is it really helping? That's what you guys have to think about. I want you to think about that. And so we go like, what if there's a better way? And I'll pause for a second. Look at that just to give us some perspective. Let's all collectively take a deep breath. Look at the earth. Look at that picture from billions of miles away. Look how small we are. Look how short our life is. So I'm shifting energy here, but when you think about things, it's all going to be okay. It's not a quick fix. Our life's a journey, and we're small. We're here for a short time. So how do we want to be remembered? What if there's a way where we can just decide today, now, decide that it will not be like this in the future for my kids. They will not be financially illiterate. They will understand that money is what? Pop it in the chat down below. What's money to you? What's money feel like? This is going to be part of the 3 Ps and the roadmap I'm going to outline for you so you can see what has to happen next. Linus, that's it. It's a tool. It's nothing more than a tool. Like, you're not going to go and, take off the tires of your car with a hammer. You might need a hammer to get it loose, but you're not going to go and start using a screwdriver to do that. No, you're going to go take the lug nut. You need the right tools for the job, and money is nothing more than a tool. We were talking about a tribe in Ecuador who, I just heard this story. This is really funny. My wife's mother, so my mother-in-law, my mamita, took my sister-in-law to this tribe, and you had to get permission to go there. Well, when they were there, we were telling the story at breakfast today. When they were there, they wanted to trade my sister-in-law for a goat and a horse. No lie, true story. My son was shocked. He's like, they want to sell trade Tia Valley for an animal? And I was like, yeah, that's where money started. It was a bartering system. It's just a tool. So remember that funny story. Remember what money is. Remember, it doesn't really have any intrinsic value. It just helps us get the goods and services we want, and we can create more by doing more. So first, learn the game. That's the first thing we're talking about. And then the financial re-education. How do we break the pattern? Because nerves that wire together, fire together. So how do we keep giving ourselves? It's the same as saying, I am strong, I am fearless, I am a leader. It is those things that we're telling ourselves in the mirror. And the more that we're pouring good into us, the more that our good comes out, the more congruent we are. And we do that by just building little patterns. So financial re-education, loving ourselves first. I talk about it all the time. Who do we love first? The big man, God, with all of our heart, all of our mind, all of our soul. Next, it's love thy neighbor like thyself, which means, I say this often, you have to love thyself before thy neighbor. God, us, neighbor. Right now, we do this. God, everyone else, then what's left over comes to us. That's the financial education I'm talking about. That one small shift will change anything. Linus is a master of this, so he understands this. You got to understand who's in control of your money, right? Who's in control? Is it you? Write things down. Have one big takeaway, something you're going to take massive action on at the end of our call. Something you're going to take massive action on, because nothing changes unless we change. We have to become something new, which is exciting. Every day we wake up, it's a blessing. It's a new thing we can learn. And then I like to say we're going to build the foundation. We're going to take back control by privatizing banking. Let's make banking great again, right? We're seeing what's happening in New York State this week, making a run on banks. Banks are in trouble. Banks are going to continue being in trouble because the way that they function, the fractional system, is broken, right? We talked about on our Ask Me Anything that their only reserves, like the Federal Reserve, is only guaranteeing 2% of the money is in the banks. Look it up. That's directly from the Federal Reserve, 2% last year and this year. That's all your money's really protected. So I'm asking you, where should your money be? Should you put it where the banks put their money? And then the final piece is, this is the process to being as wealthy as you want to be, whether that's the millionaire mystery, whether that's just having a couple $100,000, a plot of land, whatever it is that is your big thing. I guarantee it's freedom. I guarantee a piece of it's control, but put what you guys want. What do you want to see for your future? What is that big vision? Do you know where you're going? What if there was a better way? What if there's a way you can control all of these things? And we can make more impact together, right? Wealth and impact. Because the more we have, if you followed last week's training, the arrival syndrome, you never will have enough money. When I first heard that, I thought, that's not true. Give me 100 million. That's enough. Go have an island, go help all the people I want to help. That's enough. But the truth is, there'll always be change and more problems that we can help. The more that we grow, the more we're helping others, the more problems we solve, the bigger the problems we solve, the more we can give back, the more we can impact orphans and hunger and all of the things, sexual trafficking, all the things that are really horrible that our kids are facing, all of the things that are happening. Us as fathers, as we go into these 3 Ps, you're going to see why this ties directly into the philosophy of infinite banking, why this is so important to communities. We have a responsibility. And I know it's a little bit soapbox, but I mean this. This is why you guys are here, because you want to know, how can you have financial freedom? How can you do these things? And what if you owned a map? What if you had your own legend that was going to show you all the steps? And I believe it's available, and I believe it's crystal clear. And it's right in front of us all the time. We just don't get taught this because it's not good for anyone else other than us. And when you're the father, so this is what founding fathers are. And I want you guys pop in the chat below and pop, in the comments section, what's a founding father to you? How, like, it's not important what it is to me. What's it to you? What's it mean to be the leader in your family? What's it mean to be the person that everyone's looking for to provide and to do the 3 Ps? For you, give me some adjectives. Well, I know they're up there on the screen, but what is it to you? What is the first thing you thought of? For me, it's what I pray every night to my son. Thank you, God, that my son is kind, he's curious, and he's courageous. And I think if you're those things, I would add patient. I'm still working on that at my age. And I know at 9, patience is something that it's that space. What is patience? Patience is the space between something that's said and your reaction. It's a time to process it and then proceed, not just react like crazy and go, "Wah, what's going on?" Right? So we want to be humble as well. And humble doesn't mean, "Oh, yes, I'm not that great." No, you're the king. Like, look at the next line. You're the king of your mind, of your soul, of your body, of your person. And people have to know that you can step up. You're a king. Then you're humble to everyone else. You're a leader, and then you're humble. And mostly founding fathers were givers, were problem solvers. We come into an environment and we help people get better. We listen to them. We understand, and we make partnerships. The interdependency that Stephen Covey talks about in the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. We go from being dependent, which are our children, to independent, which is all of us, to being interdependent, which is the community that is being built. And we're fans of our kids. If you guys aren't subscribers to Daily Dad, Ryan Holiday's Daily Dad, go check that out. Not right this second, but go check it out. You'll get a dose every day of what it is from a historical perspective to be someone that's there for their kids. That's your kid's biggest fan. We're not worried. Are they a straight A student? Who cares? Did they win their 3rd grade, soccer game? Who cares? I mean, it's exciting, but in the grand scheme of things, were they happy? Did they have fun? Were we there to support them? Did we ask them what it felt like? Like, that is what we want to be as fathers. And this is something I'm always working on, find the things that are going right versus finding things are going wrong. It's so easy. Like, think about the mess in your house. How easy is it to tell your kids, "Oh man, you made a mess," but you don't look and see all the things they did that they were excited about. I just did, Dad, I just had my Taekwondo class, or Dad, I just did this 5-page report on my own, or Dad, I just did my reading log. I'm like, why are your shoes laying there? Right? So being a fan of our kids, we're not there to be their harshest critics. Leave that for the world. Okay. What are founding fathers not? What are founding fathers not? We're not takers. We're not complainers. We're not win at all costs. We're not do anything it takes to get the win. I'm not saying that we won't strive, we won't learn, we won't add massive value. I'm not saying we're not competitive, but we're not competitive with each other. We're competitive with ourselves. And again, we're the kings of our minds, our bodies, our homes. We're not takers. We're not looking to walk into a new environment and what's in it for me? How much will I make? What are you going to do for me? We're not wardens either of our kids. We're not dictators. Control is an illusion. The more we understand this as fathers, and thank you guys for being so interactive in the chat. It's awesome to see. We're not dictators. We're not in control. We're not in control of anything. We're not even in control of the moment. Change is guaranteed to happen. Change is happening right now. I don't know what's happening with everyone that's watching this, but I guarantee if we have more empathy towards each other, if we really care and we're really curious and we really understand that we're all doing our best and we just have different patterns, that's where our kids are at. So let's jump into the 3 Ps. And before we continue, again, if you've been part of the Founding Fathers community, be more a part of it. We're going to do things together in the future. We're going to have events. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell so you know when new information's coming out, new content's coming out. I will be speaking to some of the thought leaders. I will be speaking to some of the financial illiteracy, and we'll continue disrupting this together. The goal is to empower all of us, millions of us. It's going to take a whole bunch of us, and we're just getting started. So what are the 3 Ps? What's your guess? I already told you earlier. Do you remember? Pop in the chat. Give it to me below. What are the 3 Ps? Number 1, provide. Provide. And provide is a lot of things. Provide is financial. Provide is security. And that's the protection part too. But provide means that we're taking care of what's ours. Historically, I mean, there are women who are the breadwinners out there, and that's fine. That's a wonderful thing. They have skill sets. It's the same as us. They're actually better leaders than us. But historically, 70% of the home's income is the man. Historically. And that's through hundreds of years, maybe thousands. So historically, we're the provider. We got some procrastination as a P. Yes, but procrastination could be a couple things. Procrastination could be telling you that you're not the who to do it, or maybe you need a break, or maybe you just need to get off your ass and do some work. I love that, you know, and protect. What is protect? I talked about self-defense earlier. I talked about identifying the immediate danger by violently counterattacking or having a pause, having patience, having a plan. They have some P's too. And then from there, procreate. And I joke around. If we do number 1 and 2, guess what, guys? We get to do a number 3 a lot more often. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's some fun, right? Put some fun, some energy. If my wife could hear me right now, she'd be shaking her head. But that is the procreation's creation. It is going out and finding solutions to problems. And again, the bigger the solution, the bigger the problem, that is the point where you're going to be the most valuable, and it'll come back to you. It'll come back to you in ways you could never imagine. Promise. Promise. I've been experiencing it by being part of this community, of the infinite banking community, of teaching others this gift. The 3 Ps again: provide, protect, procreate. We take care of those 3 things, everything else in our world will get better. You'll see your kids respond to you differently. You'll see your wife or your significant other, your spouse, your girlfriend, they will respond to you different when you have that strength, when you have a plan, when you're executing. And that's the clarity. And we're going to keep talking about the same things because it is important that we get there. Like John Maxwell says, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and then shows the way. So if you're on your infinite, whether you have policies and you have your infinite banking, your wealth warehouse set up, and you're already starting that journey, wherever you are, building wealth, keeping wealth, creating more wealth, just learning about how to do this, the best thing you can do is solve a problem for yourself, take action, and then turn around and tell your community. This is how Founding Fathers is going to impact millions of people, because we, the guys here, the people watching this video, are going to be the ones who are going to step up, and we're going to teach our kids. We're going to have financial education courses for the kids, and they're going to be fun. I was teaching this stuff to 4th graders last year and 3rd graders, and they knew more than 95% of Americans. I guarantee it. So now it's bringing that to the next level and making it fun for everyone, building curriculum. This is I'm just giving you glimpses of what I've been thinking about. Pop in the chat. What would you like? Pop below in the comments. What would you like to see? What would you like to see for Founding Fathers and for yourself? What is the most important thing? We've covered a lot here today. We've showed you where we are, what is happening, and just follow the money. Remember, follow the money, ask who's in control of the money, and then figure out, how can I take back control? How can I create freedom? How can I follow the path? And here's the path, your roadmap. Number 1, and I'm going to rush this up a little bit because I didn't realize how long I was going, but number 1, here's an idea. How many of you, pop in the chat, what's your feeling about money right now? Immediate feeling, immediate reaction. When you think about money, money is, money feels, money is, what is it for you? There it is, stress, worry, apprehension, over there. Let's face it, money's the weird uncle or the family member, the black sheep we don't talk about. Why is that? One of the biggest gifts, I was talking to a friend in my inner circle, and he paused. We were talking about being partners. We were talking about building a business together. He's like, no, hey, are you okay? How do you feel about money? And he said, say this with me. So I'm going to give you guys a little mantra, a little bit different, but just say this. I love money and money loves me. And then invite money into your house. Money has to be is a valued family member. As long as we live in a capitalist society, most of the world, money is a valued family member. Remember, money is just what? A means of exchange. So invite money. Money can't be the weird uncle. Have a money meeting with your spouse. Have a money meeting with yourself. Just sit down and talk about the feelings. Sit down and talk about what's going on. That'll start shifting your internal dialogue. That'll start making you find that freedom. Because remember, we have to become something new to have something new happen, right? The be part. We be first, and then we do, and then we have. So guys, invite money into your house. Invite money and start loving yourself more. Celebrate your success. Write down your wins at the end of the day. I know that you're saying, Jason, I thought this was a financial roadmap. I thought we were going to talk about numbers. Well, it starts with here. It starts between our ears. And it starts by loving ourselves, by paying ourselves first, by respecting ourselves more. And when we feel good, when we react to our kids, it's never about our kids. It's about how do we feel about how they're acting. And so we have to stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to the folks that are completely financially free. Yes, look at them because success leaves clues, but don't say, oh my gosh, I can't wait to buy my G-Wagon with my policy. Yes, that's super sexy, or my Porsche or whatever it is. What about if you pay off your Elantra or your Sonata or your F-150 or whatever it is that you drive, your motorcycle? What if you just pay for your computer with it? It's success leaves clues, but don't try to be like somebody else. You don't know the struggles. Like I talked to a guy that I know that has 42 businesses. He's the Tony Robbins of the dental world. In my mind, he's thriving. He's buying island resorts. He's doing amazing. And he shares with me, Jason, the last couple of years have been tough. I was shocked. So don't compare yourself to others because you never know what's really happening. The richest people might really be struggling, the people that look the richest. Some of the more humble people that are really, you wouldn't think they had wealth, they might be the millionaires next door that you don't even know about. So don't compare yourself to others. It's about your journey. If you're always comparing yourself backwards against yourself, you will guaranteed find more success and more fun and more freedom. And then it's being honest with ourselves. If we're coming into these calls and we want to learn, what do you need? What popped for you today? What was the one thing that you said, oh my, like that was the thing I'm here for? That was why God put me here today, is because I needed to hear that, because life's always happening for us. So start being honest with yourself. Start wondering, like, why did I freak out about that? What was my rule? And is it true? And start undoing those things, not judgmentally, with love. Like, wow, I'm silly. Like, why did I freak out yesterday at my wife and then need to go outside and lay in the yard? Happened yesterday. Not embarrassed to share because I realized I was just overwhelmed. I had a rule about what we were talking about, and now I know what it was. It was a blessing. It was maybe the low point of the day, but it was a blessing. So be honest with yourself. And that's where all progress starts. And that's from Dan Sullivan with Strategic Coach. Huge, huge, huge gift to all entrepreneurs. And share your journey. Share with this community. Make friends here. Make friends with the people in the chat. Go ahead and start following each other and start talking about your wins. Talk about your losses and be honest. The more vulnerable you can be, find an accountability buddy. Find somebody that can help you. This is your roadmap to financial freedom and personal freedom. It's all the same thing. Y'all, it's all the same thing. And so as we wrap up, I love this slide. If your actions inspire others to dream more and become more, then you're a leader. And that goes back to what is your big vision and how hard and how congruent are you in working towards those steps? This is from John Quincy Adams. I mean, yes, he was the 6th president, but he was also one of the co-authors of our Declaration of Independence, one of the greatest documents in history. And so this is someone with vision. This is someone that understood the importance of being a man, of being a leader, of the 3 Ps, the protection, the provision, the procreation. And creation is just creating more. What problems are we solving? Again, thank you for being here, fathers. Thank you for being someone that is investing in yourself, you're already the 5%. You're already in that minority. And that's amazing. Be proud of yourself, because in a short period of time, there'll be thousands of followers, and then hundreds of thousands, and then millions of followers involved in this to help each other, to be better, to change how things currently are for our future, for our kids. So if you're in debt right now and you want to have a map to get out of debt, subscribe, message me, have a conversation. If you want to buy new cars, if you want to go on family vacations and keep all that money in your family, that's the second step, keeping your wealth. Or you're creating that guaranteed legacy, putting your money to work. All of those things are part of the journey. So wherever you're at, we'll meet you there. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, go ahead again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, be blessed, be fearless, change one thing. You'll change everything. But it starts with you. Have a blessed rest of your day. Had a lot of fun with you guys. And thanks for being here. Like I said, be blessed. See you next time.